Sanbonani. Gama lami Menzi Mkhonza. Lena, words in my mouth poetry. Kule minyaka ledlulile, words in my mouth has been the catalyst of words in my mouth poetry. So we just thought that we should re-explain our business models to our audience, starting with words in my mouth poetry. Under words in my mouth poetry, we have open mic, slam league, slam week, and digital. So in our first open mic, we want to introduce, or rather reintroduce, the platform to our audience. Slam Week is basically our end year festival. Slam League focuses on the competitive side of poetry. The new entry for this year is Words in My Mouth Poetry Digital, which is where we'll be launching our poetry series. As you've seen, Open Mask Season 1, which was a live version, and a digital version, and Open Mask Season 2, which was a live version, now translated into a digital version. You will note that if we see that it is a good product or service, either digital or live, we'll bring it into both spaces. So the new one that we're going to launch this year is Underwrite, which focuses on documenting Nelspruit poets. The other one that we're going to be bringing this year is Louder Than a Riot, which is our all-women poetry festival. And the last one that we're going to be bringing this year is Writers in Session, where it will focus on the depth and the deepness of poetry through an interrogation session. Our most exciting business model yet for this year is Words in My Mouth Academy, where we will have workshops, business of poetry, bleed ink, and curriculum support. With curriculum support, you will note that we'll be going into schools and teaching them the fundamentals of poetry and actually how to document their work and present it in a clear and concise way. With Bleed Ink, we've noticed that some of our writers do not have the confidence to actually get on stage before they actually perform. So what we have decided to do is to take them into a sort of like a conference room through Zoom sessions and teach them how to articulate their work and help them build confidence in their creativity. With the business of poetry, we've realized that some artists or some writers do not know how to validate themselves as poets. So with this, we hope to take poets from level 1 to level 10 in validating themselves as a business. And the last one is workshops. Here we will focus on deep dives on what is poetry and the introduction of what poetry is.
I would kindly ask all the beautiful women in the room to stand up, but it'll be too much of a long process because queens are living inside of you on a daily basis, but you don't know it. So I've come bearing this beautiful message. You are a queen, irregardless of your color, your race, or your size. So I would kindly ask beautiful women, black and white, to rise, because you rule the world in the true sense. And although it sounds cliche, but it's the truth.
And finally, our most prominent and yet exciting business model, Words in My Mouth Media, where we'll be focusing on business, marketing, theater, podcasting, and Coffee with the Founder. With Coffee with the Founder, people can get an opportunity to sit down and have coffee with me, and we'll talk about anything pertaining the creative and poetic space. With theater, we feel like poetry does not necessarily come alive unless it is presented in a clear and organized in a particular way. Hence why we're introducing poetry mixed with theater. Marketing. Here we want to focus on building customer relations, or rather good business relationships with people who want to buy ad space from Words in My Mouth Poetry. And finally, Words in My Mouth Podcast. Here we get to deep dive into conversations pertaining the slam leagues, the open mics, the digital space, and what is actually happening in the poetic world and the creative space. Here people can get an opportunity to extend the conversation through poetry, or rather listen to the conversation extending through poetry. This has been such a wonderful privilege to present or represent our business models to you again. We hope that you enjoyed watching us as we represent our business models to you again. Please note that we are currently in Nelspruit Mpumalanga / Mbombela, or Nelspruit Mbombela Mpumalanga, South Africa, to be more specific. So if you do want to participate in our events, or rather want to come down to Nelspruit, please email us at wordsinmymouthpoetryslam@gmail.com. Details will be listed in the description below. Also, for more information, please go to our website, which is www.wordsinmymouthpoetry.co.za, for more information and more expanded details on what we have been presenting here. We really want to thank you for participating and watching as we do this poetry thing. I am Menzi Mkhonza. I'm the founder and facilitator of Words in My Mouth Poetry Slam. Please make sure that you like, comment, share, and most importantly, this year we want to reach 1,000 subscribers so we can start monetizing the channel. Thank you so much for listening and watching to the Words in My Mouth event. Woo!